Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. TGI and F and all that good stuff. Hope you're having a good day. I am pretty stoked. It's Sally is gone. A few lingering sprinkles here and there, but the weekend's looking bright and sunny. So it's all good. Can't wait. Can't wait. And I got something brand spanking new on my plate that I'm pretty excited about. And I'll be sharing that with y'all in due time. But always fun to get excited about some new project. So, anyhow, let's see how y'all are doing over there. See who we got hanging out with us. We got Troy Pritchard. Happy Friday. Thumbs up. Thank you, Troy. Good to see you this morning. Big D's in the house. Quiet little town of Brooklyn. Okay. 47 headed to 61. Man, that's some nice weather right there. Or temperature, anyway. Paul Stewart's in the house. Good morning, sir. TGIF to you. Stephen Toronto's in the house. How you doing, Stephen? Good to see you. Larry Galt. Mother-in-law surgery went well. Good. That's fantastic. Hope she's up and around pretty soon. Let's see. We got Earl Walker, 54, going to 61. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Thumbs up to you, Earl Walker. Thank you, sir. Jesse's JJ Woodshop. Says morning yard work day. Yeah, I know. One of those necessary evils, I guess. Steve Gronsky in the house. 59 headed to 80. Thank you, Steve, for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Kevin L's in the house. How you doing, Kevin? How's everything over there in South Africa? Hope all is well. Let's see here. I got Clyde CNC. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? There's my old buddy Janet right there on the Facebook. How you doing, Janet? Hope you're doing well this Friday morning. George Rothfuss on over on the tubes today. How you doing, George? Dave Mack says Jax and I are out walking on a beautiful morning in the Georgia mountains. I bet it is beautiful today. I bet it is. Gary Hammett, Wood Creations. Good morning, sir. Big B in the house, he says. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, Bart. Janet says, yay, potty schedule's back to normal for the boys. Yeah, and they're really happy about that. Really, really happy. They don't. Poor Rocky, man. I feel so bad because he'll go out in a driving rain if he's got to go, and he used to never do that. I guess it's just he knows that he's not going to be able to hold it, so he goes on out there. And Jack is a big sissy. If it's more than a light sprinkle, he won't go out there. He don't want his hair to get frizzy or something. I don't know. But yeah, potty schedules are back to normal. Jim Sinicola. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Hope all is well in, let's see, Midland, Michigan, I think is where you're at. Doc Whitaker in the house. How you doing, Doc? Good to see you. David from Portal Woodworks is here. Good morning, David. Wild Bill Larson. Coming to you from the Pea Patch, I assume. Mary Mallory. Good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, I got the old class reunion shirt on. Anyway, I got a text from Barbara. She answered my text a while ago. Still no power. Can you believe that? And it went out. I'm trying to think. What day was it that hit? She's been without power almost 3 days now, I think. Let me look and see. I remember. Let's see here. Okay, on Wednesday. On Wednesday morning, she sent me a text and said that she'd had no power since midnight. So, yeah, today will be okay, so she didn't have power Wednesday and yesterday, so today's the third day. No power. Hey, man, that sucks. She mentioned earlier that probably a generator is going to be on her Christmas list this year. Man, welcome to your new house. Yeah, no power. It is pretty rough down there, though. I asked her if she had any, what it looked like, if she had any flooding and stuff. She said there's flooding all around her, but there's none in her house. So apparently she's sits up just high enough that no worries there. That's what I was afraid of. I was afraid she'd have some wind damage or flooding or something, and yeah, she just got moved in, like I said, 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that. And they'd all put new stuff in there. But anyway, hopefully they'll get her power on today. Maybe I need to try to make a few calls. Like that would do any good. All right, so what's everybody up to this weekend? Man, I'll tell you, today is September 18th. We just about got September whooped, I think. It's Doug Sisk is in the house here. What's he saying? Morning from Virtual Friday in his virtual classroom with his virtual students. I know. Well, we're virtual, So virtual's the new norm, I guess. Let's see. Stephen in Toronto says, every time I get a hurricane, I swear to get a whole house generator, a Generac. So expensive. Yeah, well, I don't have a generator either. And my power, like I said, my power is usually, if it goes out, it's less than 30 minutes. Sometimes not even 5 minutes. It's just something they're working on. They flip it off for a second and turn it back on. But then that one time, I think it was 3 years ago, when Irma, the remnants of Irma came up this way, I lost power for, I don't know, probably about 12 hours or something. And, you kind of think, man, I should probably just buy a generator. But I'm like you, Stephen. I always think about it, and then I'm like, yeah, it'll be a long time before it happens again. So I don't do it. I'd be afraid I'd spend that money and buy it, and then I'd not use it. And then when I needed to use it, I probably wouldn't be able to get it to crank or something. So, all right. Let's see here. Larry says there's another storm brewing in the Gulf that might affect him. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what the names are because we're already past the S's now. And I got a feeling, they say that when they, they do the alphabet, and when they run out of names, they start using the Greek alphabet or something like that. Anyway, I got a feeling they're going to be doing that this year because we still Wilford, yeah, that's the one. So they're already in the W's there. I learned something the other day too that I wasn't aware of, but it makes perfect sense. But I saw somebody say that when they have a hurricane that is just devastating, that they retire that name and that name will never be used again. Of course, there's a lot of names they could do, but they said that Katrina will never be used again, and Andrew will never be used again. And I wasn't aware that they did that, but it makes perfect sense because, I mean, you think about it, there's a lot of different names they could use without that one coming back up again. Hey, Dave's live on the coffee sessions if anybody wants to know. I think that comes in late just because my email is set up to check like every 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I've been getting a ton of junk mail lately, and it irritates me because I keep setting this to, I add sender's domain to my block sender list. It doesn't seem to do any good because there's two more of them, right? They did put it in my junk email, but I don't want to waste time reading it. So much junk. You can't do anything now that, you visit a website, you don't sign up for nothing. And the next thing you know, you're getting emails, which are basically ads from that place. And then you have to, and it irritates me when they say, well, if you want to unsubscribe, go down to the bottom and click. And I'm like, well, I never subscribed in the first place. Irritating. Okay, Wilford is the last name on the list. Yeah, because they don't use X, Y, and Z or something like that, I think. So yeah, Camille is probably retired. Keith Stanford says, morning from dry and crispy, New Hampshire. Alrighty. Dave says he got a great deal on a 9,000 watt electric start generator. So when I wired from my shop from house, I had a disconnect wire for the generator. Best thing I've done recently for improvements. 9,000 watt, that's a big one, isn't it? Sounds big to me. That's a good deal. Yeah, I've got some new stuff going on. I've been, of course, doing the normal stuff out there in the shop. So I've got to run some more of that stuff. And hey, big boy. He's going to try to squeeze right there. Rocky's come in here for some reason. I don't know why he's in here. I heard Rocky when I first came in here and, turn on all this stuff. He'd come in here and then he moseyed on out and I heard him. I can always hear him when he jumps on the sofa because he makes a little thud when he jumps up there. So he was up there and then at 5 till, I hit the button to do the live tweet and set the timer and all that. And then I get up and go get another cup of coffee. When I went in to get the other cup of coffee, I startled him because he was already snoozing. And he doesn't hear real good. So when you get real close to him and then he suddenly sees you, he always kind of freaks out a little bit just because he can't hear like he used to. But and then when I got the coffee and come back in here, he followed me back in here. And Jack he's literally got his head right next to Rocky's butt because there's no room right there. Jack's just so dang big. Brian Ellis is here. Says good morning from Vegas. Good morning, sir. Jesse says his is 8,500. Haven't hooked to the house yet. All right. Dave says decent size will run all the necessary Home appliances without a glitch. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to have one of those really big ones like Steven was talking about, but they're so darn expensive for something that, you may never turn on. I don't know if I'd spring for one of those, but I wouldn't mind having a smaller one, if nothing else, just to give you enough electric power to, to keep your phone charged up and maybe have a light running so you can see where you're going and stuff. It's Bob said he's sorry that he's late and he didn't bring a note. That's okay, Bob. We'll let you slide this time. Welcome to the Friday coffee sessions, number 248. The numbers keep getting off every time I take a day off, so it was falling where every Monday was either a 1 or a 5, I think. And then the end of the week on Friday was either a 5 or no, I guess it would have been I don't know. Anyway, it worked out there for a while. But now it's got odd numbers. Bob says, hi, Dave, as long as it's not the cane. Okay. Oh, he's talking about Bob, 2 whacks with the paddle for no note. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really watch much news today. I'm kind of falling behind. I really don't know what's going on. And maybe that's why I'm in a better mood. Because I don't care. I just keep the TV turned off. I've been binge watching some YouTube stuff here. Some new YouTube stuff. I get off on these tangents sometimes. And watch different things on YouTube. I mean, totally different. Some that's got absolutely nothing to do with CNC. But it's just stuff that interests me. So I binge watch that stuff. And, of course, I was binge watching the Amazon Video stuff. I was binge watching all those serial killer documentaries. So I started watching one the other day, and I finally had to stop. I watched maybe, 20 minutes of it. But it's a series, and I usually don't watch those. Whenever I click on one and I see that it's a series where there's like I have about a 30-minute one here, and then they got part 2 and part, it's something, because I figure if I ever get started, I'll, get stuck watching them all. But I started watching one the other day, and it was called, in case any of y'all want to go check it out, it was called Fatal Attractions, or Fatal Attraction, I guess. And it was about, maybe some of y'all have seen it already, but it was about people who keep really weird pets. And I probably shouldn't say pets. They keep weird things as pets. And it started off with this, like I said, I thought, well, let's see what this is about. I don't know. This may not be any good. And I made it about halfway through the first one. And the first one was about this guy, who regular guy, but he had I think he had 4 really large, I don't know what you call it. I guess the word's lizards, but that doesn't sound right, because it's the ones that get 4 or 5 feet long. And I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. And it's a documentary type thing, so they're trying to reenact stuff. But it's like this dude, he was in an apartment, a small apartment, and had 4 of these things. The biggest one was around 5 feet or so. And he had gone to work, and then they'd say, "Hey, Bob, what's that on your arm?" And, one of them had bit him or something. And he'd just laugh it off. And, but eventually they got him. And of course, the story. You can figure the rest. Maybe Komodo dragons. Janet says that might have been. It's kind of like that. Yeah, they got the claw-like stuff, and big old lizards or whatever they are. But anyway, so they got him. They practically ate his whole face off, and of course, his friend I won't say friend, but it was kind of an acquaintance that he had met because he lived above Bob. The guy's name was Bob. This other guy lived above Bob, and all of a sudden, he's after a day or two, he's like, "What's that funky smell?" And sure enough, about 3 days went by before, and they even had somebody come by from his work. And they said, "Hey, Bob, missed you, something, give us a call." And I had a little sticky note stuck on his door. Well, then when they finally, about 3 days later, they called the cops. And, then they find this grisly mess and stuff. And I'm thinking, And like I said, after that, I didn't even finish watching that one. I made it about halfway through the first one. And I thought, no, this is just too weird even for me. So I turned it off. But they had another one that was coming up that I didn't watch, and it was about some lady that had kept a bunch of venomous snakes. And just people are weird. There was a thing, I think, a while back where somebody in New York had like a pet tiger or something. I mean, a big one. I just can't even imagine. I can't imagine. Like if my neighbor here was secretly keeping, something like that. That would freak me out. Be tough too. Your pets turn out missing and find out they ended up being lunch for your neighbor's fatal attraction. Let's see, I'm getting behind on some comments here. He's asking Jesse where he is. I've been through some too. Camille, Katrina. Those are the ones he remembers most. Yeah, that Camille, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. They're pretty close together, I guess. Larry Gall says Amazon is bringing tongue oil for his coasters. Also going to experiment with inlays on the Gatton. Excellent. You gonna be posting any little videos or anything? I don't know. Have you ever posted a YouTube video? I know you got a YouTube account because you're right there on it. But would love to see. Would love to see that. I haven't ever tried an inlay. I got ready to do one once, and I did the programming stuff, and then I never ran it. I was going to put a Alabama, the big A, the football Alabama. I was going to put an A made from walnut into a piece of maple, and I never did run it. And then I ended up using those pieces of material for something else, so now I don't have them anymore. I have to go get some. But yeah, hope you'll post some pictures, or even better yet, a little video about that, Larry. Bob says that monitor lizards are a large lizard. That's probably what these were. I don't know. All I know is it was Big old lizards of some kind. And I just can't believe the guy had not one, but 4 of them. You know, that was his passion, I guess. Just weird. Just weird. Janet says, news up here, that would be Indiana, says there are still 100,000 without power in Florida. Well, I know of one, and she's not happy. Yeah, Bob says 5 or 6 feet long. I wouldn't even want a little one. I wouldn't even want one that's a foot long, crawling around being creepy. I'm just amazed at the things that some people try to make pets out of. There's some things you're just not going to domesticate very well. Bob says, how is Mark Lindsay doing with all the fires? I asked him the other day, it's probably been a couple of days since I talked to him. And I was just sending him a message to check on him. And he said that, let me see if I can find what he said, because it may have been longer than I thought. But I think they were doing pretty good as far as areas. Let's see. Oh, well, I guess it's been a week already, because this was last Friday. I was asking if he's still in the clear, and he says, so far, yes. He had just woke up. So you got to remember, you don't see Mark on here every day, because 9 o'clock Eastern is like 0600 his time. So I don't blame you. I wouldn't get up for this either. Not that early. Wait a minute. Jesse says, my wife wants a tarantula. I told her I would kill it if she got one. Yeah, I don't want one of those either. Creepy looking things. Bob says, oh, he's talking to Jesse, the female eats the male after sex. That's pretty rough. All right, let's see. Janet's checking the weather and stuff for me here. Appreciate you, Janet. She says they're predicting bad windstorms out west that may make those fires explode. Yeah. And I saw something, like I said, I haven't watched much news at all lately, which has helped my attitude considerably. But I saw something where they arrested somebody for setting a fire, an arsonist. And of course, some idiots out there just processed him and turned him back loose, and then he went and set 4 or 5 more. So I'm like, good Lord, people. You'll burn your whole state down. Brian says it's still real smoky in Vegas. Okay. I was going to make a joke about that, but I won't. All right, that was my little timer thing. So I'm going to get off here and get this weekend started. I hope you all have an awesome Friday as well as an awesome weekend. And we will see you back here on Monday, if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. So everybody have a good one. See y'all.